not want to have morality police policing our feelings. Feelings are here, they're sacred, we honor them. However, there is one way to honor them, and then there is another that you just kind of become automatic in it and you forget about everything else. So to just bring it back up, bring it back to your awareness, what is going on right now. So one thing that let's do right now is let's water our pause plant. Pausing, macro pauses are so beneficial to us, like 10 seconds or less. While the good sleep is a good gold standard for well-being. How many are getting good sleep? Oh, good. Sometimes I get 0 people out of it. I mean, sleep has become this kind of an extinct species right now with all that's going on with the devices and everything. So good sleep, but then a pause is the way that you can come back, take a breath, and recenter yourself several times a day. They're packed, they're like macronutrients, microgreens, right? Where they're just tiny but full of good nutrients in your garden. So let's take a moment, let's take a breath, the most luxurious, best breath you've taken all day. Just savor it for a moment. Enjoy that you don't have to be anywhere but here. And you're safe and you're among loved ones. How lucky are we? How incredibly lucky and fortunate are we? Despite all the things that are going on. How many feel a little bit better after the micro pause? Yeah. And last time maybe I talked about the power of our imagination and how we use imagination all the time too. And the imagination is transforming us all the time. But we use our imagination for worrying most of the time. This amazing system that we have, virtual reality, embedded, no subscription fees, 24/7 availability, 100% free, and yeah, available to us all the time. And what do we use it for? Maybe not for the greatest things. So just that pause plant, when we water those pause plants, maybe we also get our imagination to do right by us, to go into that inner sanctuary, inner garden. What needs attention? What's been neglected? If we imagine our inner garden, what needs watering right now? So let me ask you, just tiny little things, not huge, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds or learn to speak fluent Spanish. But just one thing, one tiny thing that you would like to water, one neural structure. Like for me, so let me just back up. So when you do something, if you just say, I commit to flossing only one tooth, it actually is better than saying that I'm going to do this whole other routine. So you go to the bathroom and whoever just flosses one tooth, right? So if you do two teeth, oh my God, that's such huge win, right? You twice as much as you were you were going to do. So that kind of commitments, those that are so doable, that if you forget, you're going to be kind to yourself and just be able to maybe do it next time, next time, next time. So I have an unfinished book, and I've gone out of the habit of reading every night. So I'm just going to commit to reading one sentence tonight and see what happens. Tell me what, is there anything that y'all would like to water? Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do some cleaning in my bedroom. A very little bit. I have a little portion of like basically putting like pill bottles away.
Pill bottles away for Barbara. Yes. You made a declaration. So so that actually is really good. When we say it out loud, that's reinforcement. When we say it out loud in front of everybody, that's better in reinforcement. Erin?
Reaching out to some old friends and have lunch with them and meet up and meet time.
Community, me time, so important, especially now when the loneliness epidemic is as its worst and our communities are getting fractured. We have fewer friends than we've ever had in the history of the world. So that is such a good thing. All right, Erin. Anyone else? All right. So you guys have it figured out. So whatever it is, just we keep trying to water those plants and use our imagination. That was one of the reasons I wrote my book, because one reason was to tell a story. Telling a story is in our DNA. Reading stories, listening to stories are so healing. And to use our imagination, movies don't allow us to use our imagination the way that books can. And reading allows us to have more empathy, especially fiction, allows us to have more empathy. And this world is definitely needing a lot of empathy right now. So, watering those empathy plants however we can. And saying encouraging things to each other. Again, kind of like the negativity bias, we end up telling each other what we're doing wrong, especially our loved ones, rather than all the things we appreciate about them. So if your relationship needs work, keeping a gratitude journal about the other person is one beautiful way of transforming your relationship. It doesn't have to be like a love relationship, it could be anything. Friendships with parents, children, siblings, anything. And also have that for yourself too, because who is their own worst critic here? Yeah. So again, writing the things that we appreciate about ourselves. Well done, you did this, you got through this. Whatever it is, your body is doing so well today, like, or you took a beautiful deep breath. How cleansing was that? Thank you. Yeah. So the inner garden is something that we have to keep transforming, watering, weeding. Now, there are a lot of pause plants that we unconsciously are watering. We don't even know it. And those are distractions. We're getting distracted all the time. We're pausing all the time. But it's usually by something so like an exotic species, not regular weeds that are good in the garden and beneficial to some creatures, but by devices that our biology has never had to contend with. They're engineered, billions of dollars go into these devices to keep distracting us and fracturing us. So we're pausing all the time, but for the wrong reasons, right? So how to just safeguard ourselves from those exotic weeds that have taken over our inner garden, and do the pauses that are beneficial to us. That's the way to go. And I'm going to end with one Rumi poem. من غلام قمرم، غیر قمر هیچ مگو. پیش من جز سخن شمع و شکر هیچ مگو. سخن رنج مگو، جز سخن گنج مگو. بر از این بیخبری رخت ببر هیچ مگو. دوش دیوانه شدم عشق مرا دید و بگفت. آمدم نعره مزن جام مدر هیچ مگو. Last night I became mad. Love saw me and said, don't shout, don't wail, I am here. Just be silent. I will whisper divine secrets in your ear. Just nod yes and be silent. I said, oh love, what I fear is something else. I said, oh love, what I fear is something else. Love said, there is nothing else. Just be silent. I said, oh love, if you don't tell me, I will go mad. If you don't tell me, I will go mad. Love said, go and be mad and stay that way. Just be silent. We started with love. We're ending with love and silence. Thank you so much. And if you want a little peppermint, come see me.
Thank you so much. I am grateful for every word you uttered. And I think I was watching everybody and everyone was rapt. And thank you for being here. This is one of the reasons we are grateful for Summit, to have speakers like Ari that truly move us and inspire and transform. I would say I've been transformed. Thank you. So if you also appreciate these offerings from Summit, it's time for our offering, and it doesn't matter how small it is or how generous you can be, all is appreciated.
Two little pieces by French composer Germaine Taillefer, and in the spirit of the garden, she took different regions of France and a plant that was a flowering plant that was growing in, each of them. And the first one is in the Basque region, and it's a plant called the Queen's Wreath. And then the second one is the healing chamomile from Provence.
Thanks, Barbara. Hymn number 207 in the gray hymnal. If you're interested in standing up, please do so.
Comment on this one. You will recognize the melody. It is a different setting. Our beloved Blue Boat Home. This is the same exact melody, and this one seemed to fit the theme of Ari's talk today. And you'll notice that so this is written earlier before the Blue Boat Home, which, like I said, is really basically an arrangement of this one. So please sing with gusto.
closing words and extinguishing the chalice is a responsive reading, and we didn't really figure out who's going to do what. But so I think I'm the what? I'm the italicized. You're the italicized, right. Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and read it because that's easier. And I also wanted to say, I just noticed that the chalice went out during the service. But the little original flame is holding on. And the little original flame is the one that matters. That's the one that is in each of us and all of us. So this one may go in and out and come and go, but that little one is always there. May I be no one's enemy, and may I be the friend of that which is eternal and abides. May I never rejoice in the ill fortune of one who has wronged me. May I never fail a friend. May I always keep tame that which rages within me. May I know good people and follow in their footsteps. And that's by Eusebius, and you can look him up. So out goes this one, but this one abides. Okay, we'll do our closing circle song and take a little break, and then, although this has been kind of a long one, but we'll take a small break, and then we can have our discussion. I hope some of you will stay to have a discussion with Ari.
Thank you both.